Today we're going to get unstuck with a dice game and some Ohuhu markers. First thing we're going to need is a pair of dice. So we're going to use them to help us get a little bit unstuck. In this case, this tiny little dice. I think they're really fun. I already use a couple of these dice for my writing prompts, but I want to make some colorful ones for arting prompts. I have these ones in this little case and I can just shake them around and carry them in my pencil case. But I want to make one with this little globe that I have. It's a planter for a succulent, but I don't know what happened to the succulent. So I'm just gonna try this little dice. And no, immediately no. That's the one. But I haven't tried the green yet. Purple it is. Rogue dice. Come back here. And to make my life a little bit easier, the next thing we need to do is to get a list of prompts. So in this case, I use 6 character prompts, 6 occupational prompts, and 6 location prompts. To help me with this, I'm gonna color coordinate. So for each one of the dice, I'm gonna have one color. And this one is going to be for jobs. And the last one for location. And the first row, it's going to be... Oh wow, well, that's lucky. That's fun. So I'm just going to write a couple of options to see which one's going to be the most exciting to draw. Three, 2, and 5. And for the last one, I'm just gonna... Whoa, come back. Gonna do this one, but I think I'm gonna re-roll one of them because I already have 4 on the other one, so I'm gonna skip that one and re-roll for that one. There we go. Pig and comedian and store. Let's make it a grocery store because I think that'll be funnier. And then an emu, a massage therapist, and a forest. I think that's a little bit bland for location. I might change that in the future. An aquaponic farmer, and a pirate ship. So for the first one, I think it would be really funny if it was an open mic day at the grocery store and they have a sale on the vegetables, so you can tell the comedian whether or not they're doing a good job. I think that's a pretty funny idea and pretty understandable just from a glance. Be a sale for the tomatoes. And our little piggy's gonna be really nervous to be there. I think that's pretty funny. And in the foreground, a little critic duck ready to throw tomatoes. Any sly hint of unfunniness. I think I'm liking this one very much. And then a little cat or rabbit. Now for the next one, it's an emu. I think it would be really funny if it was something that was being trampled by an emu. If you've seen an emu, they're pretty scary and really big. We have a kangaroo farm. They have emus around here, and they'll bully you for popcorn. And so I find it really funny that this specific emu has taken to massage therapy. Because I mean, they wouldn't be able to do it. They have really massive legs. I'm having trouble with like what emus look like. I don't like it that much. I think if I do an emu, I will like to simplify it and make it more angular. Just break it down a little bit more. Oop. Let's take a moment to review this wonderful pencil. It's a monograph. The fun thing about this one is that the clicker part is on the side, not on the top. And you have to roll the top to roll the eraser out. Okay, back to our scheduled programming. So for the emu, if I make an emu, I think it will make it more angular and less detailed. And it looks very mean. Very unimpressed to be here. So it'll be a very unimpressed emu just trampling over a little snake or python or what have you. And with like the straightest face will tell the client, the quote-unquote client, that will be $300 please. For this one, what do ant look like? A big butt, yes, and 3 areas and little antenna. And I believe this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. 6 legs, and they're really, really tiny. Scrawny little legs. I guess it would be like a pair of legs and 4 arms. Yeah, it would be really fun to have 4 arms. Make life much easier. Okay, so that's what an ant looked like. Now, a little farmer ant. An aquaponic ant on a pirate ship. So I'll give you a little farmer hat so that you know you're a farmer. I like the idea that they can hold onto droplets of water just because they're tiny enough. So you can use one arm for stability, the other one to carry stuff, and the other one to bring things around. There we go. You have your little seed, and you're so tiny that it's the biggest seed in front of you. Now the pirate ship. Let's make this into a shell in a pirate ship, and then this is just wood, so just and then let's put a little planter over here, one of those little cans where the tomato paste comes from, and then you'll have different herbs and things growing from it. I like that one. A little ant creature. We'll do a line of action right here so that we know that he's bending over and holding on to the little seed and little water. Whoop, that's a little bit flat. There we go. And don't forget the hat, or else how will we know that you're a little farmer? There we go. Oh, you cute little thing. I'm liking it. So option number 1, and let's go see option number 2 and option number 3, or I guess the other way around. And if you've seen this, you'll know that I picked on option number 3, or like the first one that we did. So I'm just gonna start with a more detailed sketch of how it's supposed to look like. Make her a little nervous pig with the biggest Hawaiian shirt, a little nervous grin, and let's force some perspective. I don't want it to be really precise, I just want it to appear to have some depth. And we'll use markers for this one because I don't feel like waiting for things to dry. Cutting the paper, and I'm just gonna use the excess paper for testing the marker before I put them on the page, and using my good old trusty carbon paper to copy from my sketchbook to the paper. And I know what you're gonna say now, and yes, it was a terrible idea to do the outline with my micron pen, and I would not do it again, and I'm pretty sure I damaged the tip. So there's that. Don't do it, folks. It's not a good idea. So I quickly learned from my mistakes and decided to do the rest of the outlines with just my trusty mechanical pencil. And a couple of spills on the ground. And I think I'm not gonna populate the shells yet, because I think I want to know what colors I'm gonna use first. And now that I have my copy, I'm just gonna outline it with a black wing pencil. This is my favorite type of pencil. Thanks for that, buddy. We're gonna populate the shelves now with different types of fruits and vegetables. With the tomatoes that are on sale, and some broccoli, and some melons, and some peppers and bananas. Some leeks and some cucumbers and some eggplants for a splash of color, and funky looking corns. There we go. And now we'll go to the painting. So I'm using Ohuhu markers here. So I decided I don't like melons. I am gonna transform it into watermelons, because everybody loves watermelons. I like the Ohuhu markers, they're pretty good. However, I did notice that if you're using colors that are pretty similar, sometimes for whatever reason they lift the color underneath. So for example, if I'm using a red and then I decided to use a shadow with a purple, and the purple has a little bit of pigmentation of the red, it picks up the color and it makes it a little bit blotchy. Not sure why that is. It shouldn't happen that way. It should just blend in. And overall this paper was okay. It was not the best type of paper, but then again, I think I got it from a Walmart, so I wasn't expecting the best type of paper. However, when I laid it flat at first, it looked pretty good, but then now that time has passed, it's kind of like, it's like the paper has absorbed some of the ink into itself, and so it appears a little bit more duller over time. So just something to have in mind if you're using the same type of paper or the same type of markers. Maybe it's the markers, I don't know, it's the first time I'm using this marker. So now here I made a decision that this is going to be a wooden platform, and just to make it a little bit more organic, I decided that the background is also going to be a wooden shelf. Having said that, if I'd made that choice at the beginning, I might have made the shirt of the pig another color, funner color, like a blue color or something that pops a little bit more with a yellow one. But I didn't. You live and you learn. This one's layered pretty good, the brown on brown. That's what it is so far. And now I'm using a light purple just to give it some shadows. Of course, my trusty white jelly pen for some highlights. And there we go. And if you're ever stuck too, then give this a try. Roll for some initiative. Pun intended. Thanks so much for sticking around and hanging out with me. Hope to see you next time.